Alright, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Today, we're diving deep into some major news coming out of Los Angeles, and it's not the kind of news Dodgers fans want to hear. We're talking about Teoscar Hernandez, one of the Dodgers' biggest offensive weapons, and the latest update on his injury timeline, straight from manager Dave Roberts. This is a big deal, so grab a snack, get comfy, and let's break it all down. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's going on with Teoscar, how long he might be out, and what it means for the Dodgers' 2025 season. Let's get into it. So, for those who haven't been following, Teoscar Hernandez has been absolutely tearing it up for the Dodgers this season. The guy's been a beast, leading the team with a .315 batting average, 9 home runs, and an MLB best 34 RBIs through just 33 games. That's insane production, especially when you consider he's batting cleanup behind superstars like Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman. Teoscar's been the glue holding that lineup together, driving in runs like it's his day job. He's been so reliable that it's hard to imagine the Dodgers' offense without him. But here's where things take a turn. During the game against the Miami Marlins on May 5, 2025, Teoscar had to leave early, and that's when the alarm bells started ringing for Dodgers fans. Let me set the scene for you. It's the third inning of a 7-4 Dodgers win over the Marlins, and Teoscar's already made his mark, going 2 for 2 with an RBI double and a single. The guy's on fire, as usual. But then, he's out in right field, chasing down a fly ball hit by Javier Sanoya into the right center gap. He makes the catch, but something's off. There's no obvious moment where he grabs his leg or falls, but when the Dodgers come back out for the fourth inning, Teoscar's gone, replaced by Chris Taylor. The team initially calls it left hamstring tightness, which sounds vague and worrying. Dodgers fans know that tightness can mean anything from a day-to-day issue to something way more serious. And when a guy like Teoscar, who's known for playing through pain and starting 154 games last season, leaves a game early, you know it's not good. The next day, May 6, the Dodgers announce that Teoscar is getting an MRI to figure out what's really going on. Manager Dave Roberts speaks to the media after the game, and his tone is not exactly reassuring. He says, he's a guy that just doesn't come out of games by way of injury. That's a little concerning, given the person. Oof, that's not what you want to hear about one of your star players. Roberts mentions that Teoscar felt the tightness in his hamstring and adductor while making that running catch in the third inning. At this point, the Dodgers are still waiting on the MRI results, but they're already preparing for the possibility that Teoscar might need to hit the injured list. They even bring in outfielder James Outman from AAA Oklahoma City as a precaution, which is a sign they're bracing for bad news. On May 7, the MRI results come in, and it's official, Teoscar Hernandez has a grade 1 adductor strain, also referred to as a groin strain. The Dodgers place him on the 10-day injured list, and Dave Roberts gives a pretty grim update. He says Teoscar is going to be inactive for a while and that it's certainly going to be weeks. He doesn't put an exact timeline on it, which is frustrating for fans, but he makes it clear that this isn't a quick fix. A grade 1 strain is the least severe type, but it still requires rest and rehab to avoid making it worse. According to some medical experts posting on X, rushing back from a groin strain could lead to re-aggravation, which might sideline him even longer. So, the Dodgers are playing it safe, and rightfully so, because Teoscar's too valuable to risk. But here's where things get a little more hopeful. On May 8, just a day after that bleak update, Dave Roberts speaks to the media again, and this time, he's sounding a bit more optimistic. According to Sonia Chen of MLB.com, Roberts says he's hopeful that Teoscar could be ready to come off the 10-day IL in about 2 weeks. That's a big shift from weeks to a more specific 2 weeks, and it's got Dodgers fans breathing a slight sigh of relief. Roberts notes that Teoscar's injury is still serious, but the fact that it's a grade 1 strain and not something worse means there's a chance he could be back before the end of May. If that timeline holds, it would mean Teoscar might miss around 10 to 14 games, which is tough but not catastrophic for a team with the Dodgers' depth. Now, let's talk about what this injury means for the Dodgers in the short term. Teoscar's absence leaves a massive hole in the lineup. We're talking about a guy who's been their most consistent run producer, leading the league in RBIs and tying Shohei Ohtani for the team lead in home runs. Without him, the Dodgers have to get creative. Roberts hints at moving to a platoon-based roster for now, which means we'll likely see a mix of players like James Outman, Andy Pages, Chris Taylor, and maybe even Enrique Hernandez filling in. Outman, who was called up to replace Teoscar, is a former rookie standout who hit 23 homers in 2023 but struggled last season with a .147 average. He's been working on his swing in AAA, and Roberts says he's looked productive lately, so this is a big opportunity for him to prove himself. The problem is, none of these guys are Teoscar Hernandez. Outman's got power but strikes out a ton. Andy Pages has been solid with a .277 average, but he's not the run-producing machine Teoscar is. Chris Taylor and Michael Conforto, another outfield option, have been struggling at the plate, with Conforto going hitless in his last 29 at-bats. And to make matters worse, the Dodgers are also without utility man Tommy Edman, who's on the IL with an ankle injury and won't be back until at least next week. So, the outfield depth is being tested big time. The good news? The Dodgers still have Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman, who are all MVP caliber players. Freddie Freeman, in particular, stepped up in that Marlins series, driving in 4 RBIs in one game to help the Dodgers cruise to a 7-0 lead. But even with those stars, losing Teoscar's production is a blow. Let's take a step back and look at Teoscar's journey with the Dodgers, because it puts this injury into perspective. The 32-year-old outfielder signed a 3-year, $66 million deal with LA this offseason after a monster 2024 season where he hit 33 home runs, won a Silver Slugger, and helped the Dodgers win the World Series. He also made history as the first Dodger to win the Home Run Derby, which cemented his status as a fan favorite. Teoscar's been vocal about how much he loves playing in LA, saying after the World Series parade that the Dodgers were his top priority in free agency. That loyalty paid off with a big contract, and he's been rewarding the team with an even better start to 2025 than he had last year. His .315 average is well above his career .264, and those 34 RBIs in 33 games are just ridiculous. So, yeah, this injury stings, not just for the team but for fans who've watched him become a cornerstone of this lineup. Now, let's talk about the timeline moving forward. If Roberts' 2-week estimate is accurate, Teoscar could be back in the lineup by around May 20 or so. The Dodgers are in the middle of a 10-game road trip, including a tough 4-game series against the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are a divisional rival. After that, they head back to LA for a homestand against teams like the Reds and Braves. If Teoscar can return for that homestand, it would be huge, especially since the Dodgers are 24-11 and holding the best record in baseball, but the Padres and Giants are right on their heels in the NL West. Every game matters, and having Teoscar back could be the difference between staying atop the division or slipping into a tighter race. But what if the recovery takes longer? Some reports, like one from SIC Score on X, suggest that a grade 1 groin strain could keep Teoscar out longer than 10 days to prevent re-injury. If that's the case, we might be looking at closer to 3 or 4 weeks, which would mean missing 15 to 20 games. That's a lot tougher to swallow, especially with the Dodgers already dealing with other injuries. Pitchers like Tyler Glasnow and Yoshinobu Yamamoto are still working their way back, and the team's outfield depth isn't what it used to be. The Dodgers could explore the trade market for a temporary replacement, but with their farm system and financial flexibility, they're more likely to rely on internal options like Outman or Pages for now. One thing I want to highlight is how resilient this Dodgers team has been. They've dealt with injuries before. Mookie Betts missed time with a broken hand last year, Freddie Freeman had a fractured finger, and Max Muncy was out for 3 months with an oblique strain. Yet, they still finished with the best record in baseball and won the World Series. That's a testament to their depth and the leadership of Dave Roberts, who's won 2 championships with this team. Roberts is staying calm about this situation, emphasizing that the team will adapt with a platoon system until Teoscar and Edman are back. He's also praising guys like Hye-Sung Kim, a Korean utility player who's been a spark plug in the lineup and even hit his first MLB hit against the Marlins. So, while losing Teoscar hurts, this team has the talent to weather the storm. For Dodgers fans, though, this is a tough pill to swallow. Teoscar's not just a stats machine, he's a guy who brings energy to the clubhouse and connects with the fans. Whether it's his sunflower seed showers after homers or his clutch hits in big moments, he's become a Dodger through and through. Seeing him sidelined, even for a couple of weeks, feels like a gut punch. But if there's any silver lining, it's that the injury isn't season-ending, and the Dodgers caught it early. A grade 1 strain is manageable, and with proper rest and rehab, Teoscar should be back to his slugging ways soon. The key is patience. Rushing him back could lead to a setback, and nobody wants that. So, where do we go from here? For the Dodgers, it's about holding the fort. They've got a favorable matchup against the Marlins, who are 14-22, and they've already shown they can win without Teoscar, thanks to Freeman's big game and Ohtani's continued dominance. The Arizona series will be a bigger test, but if they can split or win that series, they'll be in good shape until Teoscar returns. For fans, it's about staying positive and supporting the team. Drop a comment below and let me know how you're feeling about this injury news. Are you worried, or do you think the Dodgers' depth will carry them through? Also, who do you want to see step up in Teoscar's absence? Outman, Pages, or someone else? Before we wrap up, let's take a moment to appreciate what Teoscar's done this season. The guy's been a revelation, proving that his 2024